Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we have another handstand tutorial for you guys, especially for those of you that are beginning out, which is your head position and where your eye line is when you are handstanding, because this is a pretty common problem that people, when they're starting out or once they've just started to be like grasping the idea of how to handstand, is sometimes they forget about where their head is. If you are new here, because I sure do have a lot of new people, my name is Ellen Henry and I am a circus performer and handstand coach, and welcome to the place for all things handstands, circus and all that fun stuff. So let's dive into the juicy content. So to start off with, the base of kind of like where you can start off with is when you are doing a handstand and you are doing that push through movement and elevating your scapulars. If that's something that you have trouble with, I've got a great video that you can check out, because that is also a really common problem when you're starting to handstand. So you're wanting to do that elevated through your scapulars, pushing up, and then not only pushing up, you'll find that your arms do naturally come in a bit, but you also really want to make sure that you are bringing your deltoids into your ear. Or some people like to think about it like your shoulders are covering your ears. Don't worry too much about trying to actually physically cover your ears. It is just thinking about doing that will help you to be in that position. I don't know how close this is gonna be. So often something that happens is people look way too far forward in their handstand. So something that happens is people tend to look way too far forward, which can really give you a bit of a bend in your back and really accentuate that, which is not ideal. Something else that you'll see when I am looking way too far forward is it really changes that angle of your shoulders. You'll see that it really closes them off, which can then sort of like hinder your body shape and make it a lot more difficult to hold that handstand more efficiently. Whereas when you do have that angle in your shoulders, it requires you to use so much more energy to really hold that handstand. So while there is your head looking way too far forward, there is also the opposite of that, where you are looking pretty much at the wall. Now, I'm not quite sure why people do this. It's just something that I see every now and then. And the reason why this isn't great for your handstand is because you can use that visual cue of looking at your hands to help you balance. And then, you know, as I said before, also like having that spot to look at on the floor also helps with the alignment of your body. And while some people might think that having your head through can help you with that alignment, it's actually a much harder skill to do that. As I said before, view change holds are a more advanced skill, and your body really needs that visual cue of looking at the ground and looking where your hands are. So a good place to look with your eye line is in between your hands. That usually keeps your head nice and in line with your body. So the next thing you want to note with where your eye line and your head position is not only are you looking in between your hands, but you want to keep your gaze nice and soft on something. You don't want to be like scrunching up your face and trying to like concentrate like super hard on this spot. You really want to try and have like a nice relaxed and soft focus on just like somewhere in between your hands. And yes, this is probably going to look super funny with my face right up in the camera. And that's the other thing, you don't really want to be like looking around too much with your eyes, because that will affect your balance as well. So where you're looking will also affect how your balance is, because usually where you your eyes are looking, your body will generally follow, unless you're a really advanced handstander when you're starting to work on something called view changes. That is a fun skill and a great thing to set as like a long-term goal. So the other thing I want to chat about in this video is sort of like your balance and your hands as well, because I really feel like that comes into when you're talking about your head position and also your eye line. So when you are handstanding, you really want to try and feel where that weight is going in your hands, and when you have your eyes open and you're looking down towards your hands, you can kind of use some visual cues as well as that feeling to feel where that weight is going in your hands. So if you're really gripping really tight with your fingertips and you're trying to pull yourself back over, or if you're really pushing into the base of your palm to push yourself back over. Another thing that comes into play with that is when you are making those really micro adjustments, you want them to be smooth. You don't want them to be too jerky, and that is a very hard thing when you are first starting to handstand. Don't worry too much about that, just worry about trying to focus on that balance. But for those of you that are a bit more intermediate, then you want to try and focus on keeping those adjustments nice and smooth and not too jerky. Also encompassing in that is trying to anticipate where your body is going so that you can make those adjustments, because that will really help you to feel where your body is going and to counteract that with your balance. And that is a pretty big thing when you're first starting out, or if you're an intermediate, because you're going to be working on that balance lots when you're first starting out and trying to understand how that works. And finally, remembering to breathe. Because if you hold your breath, you are literally going to make it harder to learn to balance. Breathing also helps you to just keep functioning as a human. It brings oxygen to your muscles, which is really helpful when you are doing physical skills. And I know this is a very hard thing for people that are just starting out. Like, it's really common for you to hold your breath and try and like tense up all your muscles when you're trying to get those first couple seconds of holding, but it is going to make things so much harder once you try and break past the point of how long you can hold on to your breath. And so you really need to learn how to breathe into that skill. If you want a more great information just like this one, I've got a free handstand PDF guide that I will link in the description down below. You can grab that and learn more to help you on your handstand journey. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, because it really supports my channel, and hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want to see more videos just like this one and circus vlogs and stuff like that. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.